Peace, 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 family. My name is Michael Jordan, and I am the Serious Alchemist. Welcome back to another Thursday night book review. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate the comments everybody's been putting in the chat. I really appreciate the views I've been getting. So tonight's book review is Walter Williams, The Historical Origins of Christianity by Walter Williams. Now, this book right here ain't gonna sit well with a lot of people. It's really not gonna sit well, but that's what books are for. That's what the truth is for, right? Truth don't sit right with everybody. Truth make people mad sometimes. So it is what it is. So let's get it. So my brother Walter Williams, he says in his book, The Historical Origin of Christianity, there has never been a man that ever walked the earth in human form of any race, creed, or color by the name of Jesus Christ. Woo! He says there ain't never been no man walk the earth by that name. And he got plenty of proof to back it up. I'm talking about plenty of proof to back it up, family. Let's go to the back of the book and let's get a little bit about what Walter Williams is talking about. And it says, during the past 20 years, my life's commitment has been to researching and finding out all that I could to resurrect the ancient Egyptian consciousness among my people. We have gone from African slaves to colors, to Negroes, to Blacks, and now to African Americans. The information written in this book is very vital to our community at this time in world history. If we are to advance ourselves out of this mental and spiritual confusion, we must have the knowledge of what happened to our ancient Egyptian ancestors in the past in order for us to know what has to be done in the future. If I had not written this book, chances are you would have never known the true historical origin of Christianity, because Christian theology, as taught throughout history and today, will never reveal this to you. Why not? Because the European religious and academic communities have erased the Coptic Egyptian origin of this religion, thereby creating a totally European worldview of Christianity. And we all know that, family. All of us that's been in Christianity, all of us that grew up in the church, you know what I'm saying, that outgrew that shit and seen all the falsehoods and lies, we already know what I just read to be true. So since we as a people have been spiritually disconnected from our ancient Egyptian ancestors, we do not think and live our lives as subjects of our own ancestral historical experience. I urge you to read and study this book more than once until you can internalize and understand the message. Walter Williams. So here's a picture of the brother Walter Williams. That's when he was younger. You know what I'm saying? The brother's a little older now. I think he's like 82, but the brother still got a good, sharp mind and everything. And he's got a new book coming out. I can't think of the name of it right now, but he's got a new book coming out on some more stuff about ancient Egypt. But anyway, family, this is I want to get this on tape. I want to document this. Oracle Origins Christianity. Like he says on the bottom, there has never been a man that ever walked the earth in human form of any race, creed, or color by the name of Jesus Christ. And that's a hell of a statement, and he's backing it up, family. He's backing it up. So I want to see if there's something in here where I could tell you a little bit more about Walter Williams. Hell of a brother. Brother put out a lot of work. He's, like you said, he's a researcher, historian, well-known. So, you know, if you do some research and put his name in there, a lot of stuff will come up on him, brother. But I'm trying to see if there's anything in this book I can read on Walter Williams. And yeah, here's some words from the author. And it says, why I wrote this book. I clearly remember growing up in Chicago and attending the local schools. As a young boy, the images that I had before me of successful role models were few. The book I remember reading in grammar school was Little Black Sambo. Listen to that, family. Little Black Sambo. I don't mean to laugh, but, you know. The book I remember reading in grammar school was Little Black Sambo. It left an indelible mark on my memory. This was what I was supposed to identify with and grow up to become. Well, I grew up to become a musician. I played in the band at DuSable High School And after graduation, I gigged around Chicago with a musician named Sun Ra. Sun Ra was very clear about who he was and who we were as Negroes. As we were known then, he often told us we are descendants of the ancient Egyptians. We are descendants of the richest culture that has ever existed on planet Earth. I did not realize at the time what a profound effect these words would eventually have upon future direction of my life. Nearly 20 years later, while touring Italy with my late wife, Carol, and her sisters, I was struck by the comments of our tour guide. During his commentary, extolling the grandeur of the Roman Empire, he somewhat matter-of-factly affirmed that the culture of Rome was virtually non-existent until the Romans traveled to ancient Egypt and learned of the marvelous and sophisticated achievements of the ancient Egyptian civilization. This had a very rousing impact on me and brought back to my consciousness Sun Ra's claims of our ancient Egyptian heritage. This was to stir in me an overwhelming desire to know. I mean, really know, with a great deal more specificity, the true meaning of Sun Ra's words. This incident was to set into motion what has become in years since my life journey. This journey was also to alter my view of world religion. Now, family, as we all know, one of the greatest things in the world we could ever do is to know thyself. That's one of the greatest African proverbs in existence, is to know thyself. And a lot of us over here in the West fail to do that. But this book will help us know thyself, right? So, you know, the historical origins of Christianity. And there's a piece in here I want to read. It's very powerful. And let me find it real quick, man. I should have put a mark on it. But I've read this book a few times, so it shouldn't be hard to find. Okay. Let me see. Should I start? Okay, let's go here. Yeah. Okay, it says, allow me to emphasize that it was our ancestors, the Coptic Melkite Egyptians, who created the image of Serapis. This, in effect, was to be used later to create the religion of Christianity. So, family, some of y'all out there, Serapis is a deity. Do some research on Serapis. Because if you do some research on Serapis, it's going to give you Christianity in a whole. But anyway, let me continue on. The Egyptians who created the image of Serapis. This, in effect, was to be used later to create the religion of Christianity by giving the Serapis icon image a human nature through diophysitic union, which was officially done at the Council of Ephesus in 431 ABCE. After the Melkite Coptic Egyptian priests and priestesses in the Temple of Memphis, Egypt fulfilled Ptolemy's wants, and here's Memphis, the Temple of Memphis. Remember in the movie, they cloned Tyrone, Yo-Yo kept saying she wanted to get back to Memphis in the movie. You see what I'm saying? She was trying to get to Egypt. She wanted to get back home to Egypt because she kept talking about Memphis all through the movie. But anyway, let me go on. I don't want to get off track. Egypt fulfilled Ptolemy I's request and provided him an image of himself made into a god, man-made religion, not universal spiritual consciousness as practiced by the ancient Egyptians. Came into existence for the first time in human history. Ptolemy I attempted to put this man-made icon image of himself into all the sacred temples throughout Egypt alongside the ancient Egyptian god Osiris. This was his way of getting himself accepted into the ancient Egyptian priesthood. However, as previously mentioned, this devious scheme of Ptolemy was rejected by the entire sacred priest society throughout Egypt, except in Memphis, Egypt, where the name Serapis and icon image were created. Pay attention, family. Angered by this rejection, Ptolemy I, Soter, proceeded to close all other sacred ancient Egyptian temples throughout Egypt and made it against the law for any ancient Egyptian to build any temples or buildings for the purpose of spiritual fellowship. Peep that. Okay. The closing down of our ancestors' sacred temples during the reign of Ptolemy I, Soter completely eliminated the last of the pharaonic sacred institutions of ancient Egypt. This was the beginning of the erosion of the spiritual unity that the ancient Egyptian priesthood had tried to keep in place throughout Egypt during Egypt's occupation by the Greeks. The passing of this law forced the priests and priestesses to use their homes for spiritual purposes. The law stayed in effect until the time of the Roman ruler Justinian I, who in 543 ACE, along with his wife Theodora, financed and built the world's first Coptic Christian monophysite church in Syria, today called the Jacobite Church. This church was built and later named for Jacob Baradius, aka James Baradai, the Coptic Egyptian quasi-monophysite Christian who was appointed by Diaspora to evangelize among the European Arabs. So basically, he's talking about how the fake European Romans came in and destroyed the true spiritual system of Christianity and brought in a physical icon of Serapis, which is now as Jesus Christ with the long hair and the blue eyes. You know what I'm saying? That stuff. You feel me? So if you get this book, it clears everything up. It clears it all up, family. And then the brother put in mad work and mad research when he put this work together. So if you get this work, you definitely can't be fooled. And if you get any of these books that I review, they won't be able to get you. And if you read them and study them, the truth is in there. And there's another book Walter Williams wrote, family, The Historical Origins of Islam. And I posted a video with Aline Bay, the esoteric religion of Islam, Al-Islam, decoded by Aline Bay. Check that video out, because he breaks this book down and completely. But The Historical Origin of Islam by Walter Williams, and he says on this book, let me read it again. There has never been a man that ever walked the earth in human form by the name of Muhammad, the prophet of traditional Islam. Feel me? And he backing it up with research, family. Don't just take what he's saying. Get the book, check it out. See if the brother know what he's talking about. I can tell you the brother knows what he's talking about. The brother, this book is well researched. And I do got a little marking here on something that I want to read. So I was smart enough to mark this page, so I wouldn't sit here looking for it forever when I did this video. But it says, the author of this book realizes and knows that there is a higher power than himself. What it is, I do not know, but what I do know is that this higher power has created everything that your eyes can see in the physical realm. That includes me, the author. Therefore, do not think of the author of this book as an atheist. So what he's saying is that he does believe in God. He knows there's a higher power than himself, because we have a lot of atheists out here in the Christian, or in this Western hemisphere. We have a lot of atheists out here. I met a lot of them myself, and to each his own, you know what I'm saying? But they don't understand that the reason why they are atheists because they're following the Judaic system. They're following a Judaic Christian system of Judaic law and everything. All in the Western system is nothing but Judaic law, Christian Judaic law. So if they studied other systems, they probably would change that attitude of being an atheist. You know what I'm saying? And maybe they wouldn't, I don't know. But family, this book, get it. Historical Origin of Islam by Walter Williams. You know what I'm saying? Serious piece of work. And I'm gonna read the back of it. In many years of research that gave me the information for my first book, The Historical Origin of Christianity, I began to realize that this research information for Christianity was leading and pointing the way to the historical origin of the man-created religion today called Islam. With that revelation, I began to realize that Islam was nothing more than a derivative of Christianity, DIA, monophysite Christianity, and a subsequent monist ideology. In this book, I will explain how the religion known as Islam developed historically. However, in order for me to effectively convey this information, the reader of this book must keep an open analytical mind at all times. The historical information I present in this book differs from traditional Islamic theology and literature. At this time, I would like to say to the reader that in order to understand that the three major Western religions, such as Christianity, Mohammedanism, and Judaism, or Mohammedanism as Islam, and Judaism, as well as the literature, the Old and New Testament Bibles, the Quran, the Sefer HaTorah, and Talmud, one has to have knowledge of ancient history. One must go beyond the institutionalized traditional history and traditional religious theology. This kind of knowledge can begin to develop only when the reader realizes that the objects for these religions, such as Jesus, the Christ, the Prophet Muhammad, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Moses, never walked the earth in human form. Never, ever walked the earth in human form. Man gave us religion and God, not the creator, creatress. I urge you to read and study this book more than once until you can internalize and understand the message. My brother, Walter Williams. Family, go get this book. And check out the video I posted, Al Islam Decoded by Brother Alim Bey. You will not be disappointed because the brother does real thorough research. And get the book, you won't be disappointed. And I have a bonus book for y'all tonight, family. I want to share because I noticed from my comments that I got some occult followers out there, some people that follow the occult. So I'm going to share this book with the family tonight. It's called The Occult Technology of Power. And if you ain't ready for this, you ain't ready for this. And if you are, you are. This is something you really have to be ready for. And this is something that the secret societies that run this world put out. This is one of their handbooks. You feel me? And so a lot of people don't know about this. And then again, a lot of people do. So, but if you're interested in the occult, get this book right here. It will open your eyes. There's so many things that's been hidden from you in this world. You know what I'm saying? And the word occult, don't get spooked out by it. It just simply means that which is hidden. Like I've been trying to tell you all the time, don't get spooked, don't get scared. It just, like I said, my heart is an occult heart because it's hidden under my skin. You can't see it. So the occult just means that which is hidden. So this is occult technology of power. So I want to read something real quick. And I don't even know if I want to read this. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know if I want to read this. I'm just going to say this, family. Yeah, I'm just going to say this. Get the book. Get the book. And I will read from the back. A little gem of protocol which displays accurate perception, written as if it were a set of lectures by the central philosophers of a master conspiracy. Their personal viewpoint is rational egoism, but they want to keep the wisdom of this perspective secret. Since it is impossible to exploit a person who maintains a self-conscious, self-interested frame of reference, this reviewer is very pleased with the discovery of a text we had at first avoided because of its title. This little book is very much worth its price. That's all I can say, family, right now about this piece of work. Get the book. The Occult Technology of Power still exists, but just a lot of people just don't want to grab it because of this one little word. But get the book and find out for yourself. You'll be nicely surprised. But I'm going to end this video right now. If you like the content, like, subscribe, share the video. You feel me? There's going to be more coming. If you'd like a reading from me, I'll leave my email down in the description box. I do readings. You know what I'm saying? I got herbs, or, you know, you got problems sleeping, or you want to, you know, have some, you know, some real serious dreams, hit me up. I'll leave all that in the description box. My name is Michael Jordan. I am the Serious Alchemist. And remember to check my little brother out, Melanated Roots, Brother Tommy, doing great work over there. I am the Serious Alchemist. See you in the next video. Peace.